want to thank Quincy College. Quincy College is great. They're right there in that building. They've been great to us at this concert. Mayor Koch, who allowed us to do this, so thank you, Mayor Koch, for allowing us to do this. Okay, no. All right, everybody. We also want to thank Court Cars. They helped us put this on, so we're grateful to them. It is our 400th anniversary in the city of Quincy. This, ladies and gentlemen, is historic. So once again, give it up for DJ Stenny. Also want to remind you the Dropkicks are going to be playing in September at the Session at Suffolk Downs. And if you look at the screens over here or over there, you have a chance to win some tickets to that show at the Pogues. It's a great weekend. So make sure you do that. Scan that ticket if you can, and you might win some tickets today. So, you know how this goes. You guys ready for a great show? Are you ready for a great show? Here we go. You know how it goes. Let's go, Murphy. Thank you.
Throughout centuries in every country, we faced the wrath and felt the pain of the tyrant's sword and the henchman's boot for another rich man's gain. In the endless quest for wealth and power, they stomp us down with great disdain. Beneath the false god's banner, in the name of all that's made. To crime and crusade, our labor it's been stolen. We've been robbed of our freedom. We've been held down and beholden. The bosses and the beggars who never gave their share of any blood, of any sweat, of any tear. Who'll stand with us? Don't tell us that everything is fine. Who'll stand with us? Because this treatment is a crime. The working people fuel the engine. While you yank the train, we fight the wars and build the buildings. And someone else's kids, so tell me who will stand with us? And as time rolls on, not a single thing has changed. And the wealth gap's only grown. So we all point the blame, we're at the throats of one another, though we share a single fate. And the golden youth that's on and on as we all take the bait. To come and crusade, our labor it's been stolen. We've been robbed of our freedom. We've been held down and beholden to the bosses and the beggars who never gave their share of any blood, of any sweat, of any tear. Who'll stand with us? Don't tell us everything is fine. Who'll stand with us? Because this treatment is a crime. The working people fuel the engine. While you yank the chain, we fight the wars and build the buildings for someone else's gain. So tell me who will stand with us? Crusade, our labor it's been stolen. We've been robbed of our freedom. We've been held down and beholden. Won't stand with us. Don't tell us everything is fine. Won't stand with us. Because this treatment is a crime. The working people fuel the engine. While you yank the chain, we fight the wars and build the buildings. Someone else's gain, so tell me who will stand with us? Tell me who will stand with us? Get those hands in the air! looking for trouble. The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. And they're looking for trouble. The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. And they're looking for trouble. The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. And they're looking for trouble. Spin down the highway on 93. I live in my home and it's killing me. The red mask, the terror, living over my road is for my lady from a moment in time. It's time to get ready for the sudden death. Let's go, my friend. I'm in the dungeon. We're back in time. We're gonna get no. You got nowhere to hide. You got nowhere to run. It's been a long time coming. Been a long time coming. The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. And they're looking for trouble. The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. And they're looking for trouble. If that open man said the top man, you're just another nobody. You disappear. It's our time. We're back around. You're going down. It's been a long time coming. Been a long time coming. The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. And they're looking for trouble. The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. And they're looking for trouble. And we're coming for you. And we're coming for you. All together now, the boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. And they're looking for trouble. The boys are back. The boys are back. The boys are back. They're looking for trouble. Oh no! Let's go! This one's for Costello. Did you never come in at a long shot? Did you traffic and sweep the pot? Did you walk away with the glory? Did you stand up and take your shot? Have you seen? Have you seen? Have you seen them and give him his time? Have you seen? Have you seen? Have you seen them and work for a dime? Have you ever dreamed so big it seems there's no chance that you could come true? I'm on a wish beyond your grasp, you're all but guaranteed to lose. But sometimes fate's a funny gal, so keep your eyes peeled to the side. Keep the faith and keep on dreaming, cause it might just be a time. Have you seen? Have you seen? Have you seen them at this time? Have you seen? Have you seen? Have you seen them at work right now? Did you never come in on a long shot? Did you never think it's sweep the pot? Did you walk away with the glory? Did you just stand up and take your shot? Take karma to your justice, put it down on a loss. And the shamrock on your shoulder, bring your fortune and play on. But people like you and I were never meant to achieve our dreams. We're conditioned to settle for something much less than it seems. So be careful what you wish for, cause some dreams are meant to come true. All the dreams are what you wanted and needed a custom memorable. Have you seen? Have you seen? When you see them in your this time? Have you seen? Have you seen? When you see them at work for a dime? Did you never come in on a long shot? Did you never get sweep the bar? Did you walk away with the glory? Did you stand up and take your shot? Take karma to your justice, bring it down and out lost. Did the shamrock on your shoulder? Bring good fortune. Have you seen? Have you seen? Have you seen? faces when you lock me out of the room. You're sick in the head, you're done. You're something any of us can achieve. When you're dipping the rest of your look, you're still the champion, you gotta believe. There's people like you and I were never meant to achieve our dream. We're conditioned to settle for something much less than it seems. So be careful what you wish for, cause some dreams are meant to come true. All the dreams you learned you wanted and needed a constant reversal. Walk away with the glory, did you stand up and take your shot? Did clarity and justice and put it down on the lost? Did the shamrock on your shoulder break the fortune? Did you ever come in on a long shot? Did you really can sweep the heart? Did you walk away with the glory, did you stand up and take your shot? Did clarity and justice and put it down on the lost? Did the shamrock on your shoulder break the fortune and play on? I spent in Quincy! And the town of Milton, one Brian Flanagan battered away, and this money was spent. Then he hit a big one and felt like a man again. Bought a free ticket with 2 plus for rent. He threw a big party for friends and relations at a grand old place called Florian Hall. And if you just listen, I made your eyes kiss to the round of the wretched of the Flanagan Ball. 6 long months I spent in Quincy, 6 long months doing nothing at all. 6 long months I spent in Quincy, learning to dance for the Flanagan Ball. I stepped out and I stepped in again. I stepped out and I stepped in again. I stepped out and I stepped in again, learning to dance for the Flanagan Ball. And wine for the ladies and the season sauce for my Portugal. There were babies, Brady's, regardless of Billy's, caught the girls and then sent away. Brian Tully sang out in his finest form. The faces responded and I did them all. I spent 6 months at Lord's Academy learning to dance for Flanagan's Ball. 6 long months I spent in Quincy, 6 long months doing nothing at all. 6 long months I spent in Quincy, learning to dance for Flanagan's Ball. I stepped out and I stepped in again. I stepped out and I stepped in again. I stepped out and I stepped in again, learning to dance for Flanagan's Ball. In the midst of the mayhem, Miss Collins faded her cheeks by now were as red as a rose. Some of the boys declared she was plastic, had a smart up too much in her pose. Jenkins, so big and able. Young Scotty Jenkins, so big and able. Cyrus Vick, Collins just by the wall. Tore the left leg from under the table and smashed all the dishes of Flanagan's Ball. 6 long months I spent in Quincy, 6 long months doing nothing at all. 6 long months I spent in Quincy, learning to dance for Flanagan's Ball. I stepped out and I stepped in again. I stepped out and I stepped in again. I stepped out and I stepped in again, learning to dance for Flanagan's Ball. In the midst of the mayhem, Miss Collins faded her cheeks by now were as red as a rose. Some of the boys declared she was plastic. Cyrus Ball dropped too much, I suppose. Young Scotty Jenkins, so big and able. Cyrus Vick, Collins stuck by the wall. Tore the left leg from under the table and smashed all the dishes up Flanagan's Ball. Boy, oh boy, now this was a rumble. Myself took a lick from me, Richard Green. Then I should reply to that fine introduction. It gave him a terrible kick in the spleen. Now like a piper, nearly got strangled. They squeezed at his fellow channels and all. The girls in the middle nearly got trampled. That put an end to Flanagan's Ball. 6 long months I spent in Quincy, 6 long months doing nothing at all. 6 long months I spent in Quincy, learning to dance for Flanagan's Ball. I stepped out and I stepped in again. I stepped out and I stepped in again. I stepped out and I stepped in again, learning to dance for Flanagan's Ball. Is anybody out there got any sunblock for my pasty ass? Holy shit. Listen, thank you all for being here this afternoon. What a privilege, what an honor. Thank you to the city of Quincy. Thank you for everyone who supported Dropkick Murphys over what's going on almost 30 goddamn years. All right, I really appreciate all the people down here, and I know people are trying to kind of contain it a little bit because we got a lot of kids, we got a lot of families, but what I'm gonna ask is, if you're in this area right here and you don't want to get bumped into, maybe just switch with someone else because we need to pick it up in here, all right? So fair warning to anyone, children, maybe move to the side a little. All right, are you ready to wake up here? The state of Massachusetts! Of unspeakable abuses. Her husband was violent, malicious, and distant. Her kids now belong to the state of Massachusetts. They've been taken away. Hey! They've been taken away. He was a bright one, toys on his head. A mother of the bold and same, at least that's what she said. I don't predict the future, I don't care about the past. Send them all to DSS, now you've had your chance. Voices on your babies, the journey's to your right. You can help your children far away. I suppose you're the victim, I suspect you. Your lust, all ambition, won't you give this thing a try? If you can and you fail, you won't be the only loser. These kids don't stand a chance. You in the future, they've been taken away. Hey, they've been taken away. Billy with some bright ones, honey's on his head. A mother of them both the same, at least that's what she said. I don't predict the future, I don't care about the past. Send them all to DSS, now you've had your chance. The voices for your babies, the judges to your right. You can have your children for the night. The voices for your babies, the judges to your right. You can have your children for the night. goes on to the founding father right there who didn't sign up or create a country for what's going on right now. Which side are you on? look for James Brown. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Oh, workers, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Will you be a lousy scab or will you be a man? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? I don't scare for the boss and don't you listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize. Which side are you on? 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 Shout out to this guy right here, Jimmy Flynn. I wish he could have been here for this show. I wish he could have booked this goddamn show. Rest in peace, my man. All right, so we had Dropkick Murphys night at Fenway last night. We had a lot of people come and support that. And we raised a lot of money for the Clatter Fund. And I think the Dropkicks were like 18-0 or something like that when either playing or throwing out first pitches or throwing the anthem. And I said, I was making my piece. I was saying, well, we were more part of the Ortiz era. And, you know, let's say we had a good run and all that. And there we are, 2-run walk-off home run. And the streak goes on, baby! Thanks for everyone who came last night and supported that cause. And why don't we do a baseball song? Tessie is the Royal Rooners a rally cry. Tessie is the tune they always sung. Tessie echoed April through October nights after serenade and started needing young. Tessie is a maiden with a sparkling eye. Tessie is a maiden with a love. She doesn't know the meaning of her sigh. She's got a common full of love. Sometimes when the game is on the line, Tessie always carried them away. Up the road from third base to Huntington, the boys would always sing and sway. 2, 3, 4, Tessie, I'll say my beats out. When I hear them mess around, Boston, you know we love you, man. To hear the crowd roar to your song. Don't blame us if we ever touch you. You know we're gonna live without you. Tessie, you are the only. The Rooners showed up at the ground one day. They found the sheets had all been sold. McGreevy led the charge into the pot, stormed the gates and put the game on hold. The Rooners gave the other team a dreadful fight. Boston's 10 back could not be wrong. Up from third base to Huntington, they sing another victory song. 2, 3, 4, Tessie, now sail the green shine. When I hear no mess around, Boston, you know we love you, man. To hear the crowd roar to your song. Don't play No love from the shade. Just because you're smarter than all of us with a seat over there doesn't mean you can't get into it. Which one? I never heard of it. We'll play Barroom Hero when it's requested by one of the kids that kicked in the window of our practice space at 654 Hancock and stuck their head in and said, "Can I be your first fan?" That's how it all started. That's where we knew we were headed places. Anyway, we are here to celebrate the release of, I think it's our 13th album. It's called For the People. And this one's a song about my grandfather and a lot of the other gentlemen that helped me in my life. It's called Chesterfields and Aftershave, that lovely aroma, the combination of both of them, you know? Anyway. Come on! He drove up in his Nova, I think it was 1975. He had his old pal Gene, shotgun by his side. They'd talk local politics and the Celtics as we'd ride. On torn and tattered leather, I'd sink down low and high from the worries and the sorrows that I felt in this young life. But when I was with my grandfather, somehow it seemed alright. I was sent off with him and told I better learn how to behave. I was taught all that and more amongst the Chesterfields and Aftershave. Local, we didn't travel far. There I'd sit up nice and tall and have my chip and my soda at the bar. If you could come back now, we could take a drive around and I could play this song. You'd probably say it's way too loud. If you could come back now, if you were out there in the crowd, you'd know that I turned out okay. And I hope I make you proud. I hope I'd make you proud. And I wish that you were there with me in October of '04 on that field in St. Louis, something we'd never seen before. And I wish you could have been there to meet and know my kids and tell them all about the funny, crazy things we did. We drove straight for the local, we didn't travel far. There I'd sit up nice and tall and have my chip and my soda at the bar. If you could come back now, we could take a drive around and I could play this song. You'd probably say, if you could come back now, if you were out there in the crowd, you'd know that I turned out okay. And I hope I make you proud. I hope I make you proud. And I'd say I've come a long way since the days I left this world, when I descended into madness and the tragedy unfurled. Yeah, this one really hurt. It really cut me to the bone. It knocked me down and knocked me out. It made me question everything I've ever known. Come on, let's hear it. Like it was 1975. He had his old pal Gene, shotgun by his side. If you could come back now and we could take a drive around and I could play this song, I know you'd say I like it loud. If you could come back sick of this shit already? It's time to unite. It's time to be true to our cause. It's time to do what's right and rip the power back from their cause. What happens to the weak and the weary? I'll stand with the marginalized. The strong must help those in need when the crutch just fully in line. Hey, look on the bright side. You can't get blood from a stone. And we're on the right side of the ground where they bury the bones. The ground where they bury the bones. You took us all to the cleaners, gave your cronies the keys to the vault. No remorse and no regret, because nothing is to be your fault. You spread your hate to divide us, cause you want us scared and alone. But you'll soon fall in disgrace when you're dragged down and high from your throne. Hey, look on the bright side. You can't get blood from a stone. And we're on the right side of the ground where they bury the bones. Survive. And look on the bright side. You can't get blood from a stone. And we're on the right side of the ground where they bury the bones. And look on the bright side. You can't get blood from a stone. And we're on the right side of the ground where they bury the bones. The ground where they bury the bones. Want to say, as always, shout out to the 8th Beatle, our dear friend George Benner, who's out there with us all the time representing the Clatter Fund. If you can stop by and pay him a visit, we got signed stuff, and we got stuff that 100% of the proceeds go to help local people get treatment for substance abuse, and also we help veterans and children's organizations. So thank you guys for helping us help others. All right, I know this is a birthday party, so the city asked me to keep it light, and I will respect their wishes. So I'll just say, want to send this one out to anyone that wears makeup and diapers. It's called First Class Loser! Have you ever had family or a friend that drove you crazy? A foe or a neighbor who's obnoxious, rude or lazy? The type of guy you drop the brains in traffic to avoid. He's always got his hand out. He's wicked unemployed. You can't ditch him, you can't lose him. There's no place you can hide. He's a bully, he's a jerk, he's everything that we despise. But you can't just tune him out because he's too loud to ignore. When he shows up at your house, you chill the lights and hit the floor. he's impervious to reason or suggestion. He can't take a hint, and he overstays his welcome. He's nobody's friend. Gary's hated by all races. He only cares about himself. He parks in handicapped spaces. Come on! 'Cause he's a first-class loser. He's a first-class loser. He's a first-class loser. Nothing they can deny. He's a first-class loser. He's not our type of guy. We've all got some loser in us, but it ain't a full-time job. I may be a little difficult, but I'm not a total knob. I wanna hit him, fight him, punch him, watch him as he falls. I wanna kick him, slap him, knife him, smash him, whack him in the balls. He's a... Come on, Charlie. He's a first-class loser, which nobody can deny. He's a first-class loser. He's not my type of guy. He's a first-class loser. He makes me wanna cry. He's a first-class loser. I'd kinda miss him if he died. No, that's not true. I wouldn't at all. Kids gay! War bands and train and freeze riots in the day of a mental meal. As time goes on and this life goes by, I gotta say I think I might just tend to agree that you hit rock bottom when you came to me with that half-ass made-up apology. You got a lousy life and you're looking for love. They back cocked and checked out of the job. Yeah, we got roughed up. We got locked up. We never grew up. We never had enough. We didn't learn. We watched it all burn down in flames, playing silly kids games. Nickel bags and BMX bags, cellophane brass on lungs of a night to assemble. It was a different time, but here I am and I lost my mind. No school, no sports, no job, no life. My old damn mother couldn't stand my sight. If you wanna make it back, you gotta put up a fight. But back for what? I was never quite right. Yeah, we got roughed up. We got locked up. We never grew up. We never had enough. We didn't learn. We watched it all burn down in flames. Playing silly kids games. You guys need water down front? All right. Hold on, let me just put this down. I'll run back into City Hall. I'll get a couple of cases. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. Sound good? I tell you what, when I was a little kid, I used to stand in front of the mirror with my mother's hairbrush and look in the mirror and pretend I was standing in front of the bargain center singing to 10,000 people. I knew someday it would come true. Pick up a pair of four-stripe Adidas while I'm at it. Speaking of a lot of these songs, by the way, off the new record, is for some of us, many of them, it's the first time we ever played them live, so thanks for being here with us for it. Let me acknowledge our dear friend Campbell Webster for the first time, unless you were here at Soundcheck, playing the Irish pipes, the alien pipes. Letting you know that we're playing a song for the first time is also our way of saying, if we screw it up, be easy on us. So anyway, this song's about the day my dad died. Before the days when I'd stay out late, you know. But I wanna stay at your house tonight. I don't ever wanna go home. That's where the nightmares happen and I feel so all alone. So say your prayers and make your peace. It's time to buckle up. Will you share with me some courage? Will you share with me some love? Now shave your face all nice and clean and fix your tie just right. No church, no bar, and no museum will ever make this right. As we kneel before the statue, Virgin Mary lift me up. We'll say your name 10 times, but it just won't be enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. Say your name 10 times, but it just won't be enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. A phone drops and a face falls. A heart breaks, sometimes stalls. A grandma wraps her arms around a little boy. Will you share with blood cold up? Will you share with me some courage? Will you share with me some love? Now shave your face all nice and clean and fix your tie just right. No church, no bar, and no museum will ever make this right. As we kneel before the statue, Virgin Mary lift me up. We'll say your name 10 times, but it just won't be enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. We'll say your name 10 times, but it just won't be enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. And fix your tie just right. No church, no bar, and no museum will ever make this right. As we kneel before the statue, Virgin Mary lift me up. We'll say your name 10 times, but Hey, we got an extra chair up here? Not for me, there's someone in the crowd that needs it. Who's shitting who I needed to?
Everyone watch out for each other out there. It is hot.
Here we go, here we go. Here's a chair, buddy, if you want to stay. Here you go. This guy a chair. I'd never sung this one before, but what the f***, it's a free show. You get what you get and you won't be upset. Tom Finnegan lived on Watling Street, a gentle Irishman, mighty odd. He'd a beautiful brogue, so rich and sweet. To rise in the world, he carried a heart. Seeds on of a tippling way, with a love for the liquor, poor Tim was born. To help him on with his drink every day, he'd a drop with a crather every morn. Come on! Video bar began to cry, like the contingency. Check my being, why did you die? Oh, holding up the money again. Working on the best, if I know I'm loyal, come straight. Wasn't it the truth? I told that not to have left it away. Whoa, the job. Pretty she says you're wrong, I'm sure. Better than give her a bolt to the gob and left her sprawling on the floor. Then the war and soon engaged. Woman to woman and man to man. Suddenly law was all the rage. And a row and a erection to be done. The crowd don't be raised in. A bottle of whiskey flew at him. And Mr. falling on the bed. The Mr. Scotty. Temper dives, see how he rises. Timothy rises from the bed. Way a whiskey around the bed. This time of my dad, he takes up dead. Oh God, I can't see if I know what the know you're coming straight. Wasn't it the truth? I told you not to fun. I think it's way. Work the ground, I can't see if I know what the know you're coming straight. Wasn't it the truth? I told you lots of fun. I think it's way. I want to send this one out to my man DJ Stenny, who spun the tunes earlier. Now there comes a time in every man's life where decisions have to be made. Whether to toil, to labor, or just plain to cities away, away, away. God, if I feeling that my time to come to die, madness and insanity away. I know to Christ and everyone else my time to come to die. Satan's been bearing down on me. While up in the morn, here comes a day. God knows I hit it this way. For when I'm in a casket of light, we're fighting the wife, neglecting the kids, spending time in ridiculous beds. The four walls are closing. Got a funny feeling that the times are cutting the jar. Madness and insanity are right. I know to Christ and everyone else my times are cutting the jar. Satan's been bearing down on me. My times are caught in a jar. madness and insanity have arrived. I know to Christ and everyone else, my time's a cut in the jaw. Satan's grin and spirit out of me. Got a funny feeling that my time's a cut in the jaw. Madness and insanity have arrived. I know to Christ and everyone else, my time's a cut in the jaw. Satan's grin and spirit out of me. Got a funny feeling that my time's a cut in the jaw. Madness and insanity have arrived. I know to Christ and everyone else, my time's a cut in the jaw. Satan's grin is clear down on me. I still got a funny feeling that my time's a cut in the jaw. Madness and insanity have arrived. Yeah, yeah. Hold down on the MTA. About a big old skin and on a tragic and fateful day. He bought pencils in his pocket, kicked his wife and family, went to ride on the MBTA. But they never returned, no, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. Rise forever in the streets of Boston, he's a skinhead who never returned. Skinhead goes down to the Kendall Square station, and he changes for Jamaica Play. I need a nickel and he punches him in the parade. But did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. Rides forever in the streets of Boston, he's a skinhead who never returned. Well, all night long, he rides through the station, wondering who he can go and harass. He can't afford to buy crack in Chelsea, man, or a bundle of mass and cash. But did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. Rise forever in the streets of Boston, he's a skinhead who never returned. Come on, boys! Now, the Scully Square station, every day at 2:15. And through the open window she hands him a grenade as the train comes rumbling. But did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. Rise forever in the streets of Boston, he's a skinhead who never returned. Give this man a rhythm! Citizens of Quincy, don't you think it's a scandal? A skinhead stole that terrain. What's the big deal? A whack for Bill and a drive on that train. But did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. Right forever in the streets of Boston, he's a skinhead who never returned. But did he ever return? No, he never returned, and his fate is still unknown. The streets of Boston, he's a skinhead who never returned. What's a skinhead who never returned? What's a skinhead who never returned? I said the skin who never returned. I gotta say, one of the best things about being in the Dropkick Murphys is how unique it is to be able to play a show where there's a circle pit going, a young kid who's probably, I don't know, how old are you? 13, all right, I was stealing cars by 13, I thought you were like 10. All right, but there's way younger kids here. How old are you? Well, I can't ask a lady how old they are, but let's just say she's 60 years old in the front row, right? We got all that going on. And everyone's having a good time, and for the most part, everyone's getting along, so. All right, what I need here I said, I need to take this circle pit that's happening. I need to shift it over about 20 feet to the right. So what that means for the people to the right is you either got to get the hell out of there or you got to loosen up a little and have some fun, all right? So let's shift it over. All right? Come on, my man, pitch in. We'll get in the middle. My man in the green shirt. No, you got to shift it over a little. My man in the green shirt. You know what? I'm coming out there. Look out. We'll make some freaking room, all right? Don't crowd in here. All right. All right, put your goddamn phones away, for Christ's sakes. This is punk rock. Christ's sakes. All right. This song is our first time playing it since the record came out. And this song's about our dear friend from the West Coast, the big man Fletcher from Pennywise. We want them to see how we do it out here. They think they own the circle pit out there, so I'm middle, he's middle. Let's do this. The big man! That was decent. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Ronan, they have taken you away. For you stole Charmeleon's corn, so the young might see no more. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the come on! Where once we walked, a small free birds fly. Along the side.
we're coming down the home stretch. Everybody, thank you guys for, we got a handful of songs left. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. I gotta say, I gotta pay mad respects to Bowery Presents, who's promoting the show for us September 6th and September 7th over at Suffolk Downs. We're playing an Irish festival over there. Us, the Pogues, Stiff Little Fingers, amazing bands. They've been on sale for a few months, and typically when you're on sale for a concert and you got a band under contract and that band comes to you and go, would you mind if we played a free show for about a month or two before? They would usually tell you to screw, but Bowery said, Quincy, Mass record release party, go ahead and do it. So please support that event if you don't mind. Check it out. They got a huge stage over there. It's a great venue. I also want to thank Boston Cold Brew for bringing us a whole keg of nitro cold brew on tap. Get us all fired up. The nerves are all jittery. God damn. Johnny, hallelujah! I'm on the road to sweet a thigh, hooray, hooray. I'm on the road to sweet a thigh, hooray, hooray. Well, on the road to sweet a thigh, a stick in the hand, a drop in the eye, a doleful dance, a lady cry, Johnny, I hallelujah. So hard, where are the eyes that look so hard? Where are the eyes that look so hard? Well, my poor heart to first begun, one thing to run from me in the chance. We've got to drop drums and dance a we've got to drop drums and dance a we've got to drums and dance the element of our soul. With the witch you're on, where are the legs with the witch you're on? Where are the legs with the witch you're on? When first you went and how do you go? Oh, ingenious densities and love. We're drums and drums and drums and drums and drums. We have drums and drums and drums and drums. We have drums and drums and drums and drums. Gathering amongst the I'm happy for to see you home, hurroo, hurroo. I'm happy for to see you home, hurroo, hurroo. I'm happy for to see you home from the Isle of Ceylon. Drums and drums and drums. to do something really quick here. Before we play this next song, I want to get a photo really quick. And typically, I hate bands that do this shit, to try to get a photo with the crowd and try to like flex how big it is, but I want to get a picture with this band or a Jimmy with the photo. So Colin, Brian, come on out. Back up. Jimmy, you would have had a good time today. The song's called Rose Tattoo. Pictures tell the story. This life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning and before I'd start each day I'd take a drag from last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something and then be on my way. I traveled far and wide and laid this head in many ports. I was guided by a compass. I saw beauty to the north. I drew the tales of many lives. I wore the faces of my own. I had these memories all around me, so I wouldn't be alone. Some made me from growing up, others are from showing up. Sometimes I was so messed up and didn't have a clue. I ain't running no one over. I'll wear it just for you. I got your name written here and a rose tattoo, and a rose tattoo, and a rose tattoo. Got your name written here and a rose tattoo. Here we go, Quentin! This one's for the mighty sea, mischief, golden piracy. This one's for the man that raised me, taught me sacrifice and praise. This one's for our favorite game, black and gold, we wave the flag. This one's for my family name, with pride I'll wear it till the grave. Some may be from showing up, others are from growing up. Sometimes I was so messed up and didn't have a clue. I ain't winning no one over, I'll wear it just for you. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. This one means the most to me. It stays there for eternity. A ship that always stays the course, an anchor for my every choice of rose that shines over. I silence you with these words of blood. I heard it once, sung the other song. It played again and we sang it all. You'll always be here with me, even if you're gone. You'll always have my love. Our memory will live on. Some may be from showing up, others are from growing up. Sometimes I was so messed up and didn't have a clue. I ain't winning no one over. I'll wear it just for you. I got your name written here and a... Come on! In a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. Your with us? Or are you with the billionaires? Are you with the people? Or are you with the billionaires? We're the first ones to die! Yeah, this one's for the work I hold toils night and day, by hand and by parade, to earn your pay, who for centuries long past were no more than your parade, can play for your countries and counted your dead. In the factories and mills, in the shipyards and mines, we've all been told to come with the times. For our skills are not needed, they've streamlined the job, and Westline rule and stop one. Our pride in their rock, we're the first ones to start, we're the first ones to die, we're the first ones in line for that light in the sky, and we're always the last when the plane is shut out. For the worker is working when the dark turns around, and when the sky darkens and the prospect is war, who's given a gun and then pushed to the fore and expected to die for the land of our birth? We never own one lousy handful of earth. We're the first ones to start, we're the first ones to die, we're the first ones in line for that pie in the sky, and we're always the last when the crane is shut out. For the worker is working when the back gets around. Go! We're the first ones to start, we're the first ones to die, we're the first ones in line for the pie in the sky, and we're always the last when the cream is shed off. For the worker is working when the fat casts them out. We're the first ones to start, we're the first ones to die, we're the first ones in line for that pie in the sky, and we're always the last when the cream is shed out. For the worker is working when the fat casts them out. And all these things the worker has done, from tilling the field to carrying the gun, we've been yoked to the plow since time first began, and always expected to carry the can. Thank you, Quentin! The practice space, but a little more backstory. I know some of you have heard this, but I know a lot of you haven't. So, a kid that I work with dared me on a bet. I had never played music, never really thought I'd play music. But a kid dared me to put a band together and open for his band on 3 weeks' notice, okay? So, I love a good bet, so I took the bet. And we had 3 weeks to get ready for the show. Never written a song, and I never played an instrument, nothing. I was living on South Central at the time, and I was walking home from Wollaston Station, and this song just popped into my head, and it's the first song I ever wrote, and we're going to start with it right now. It's called Barroom Here. first championship 3 years ago in Chicago, the Dropkick Murphys had already been booked 6 months before to play at the championships in Chicago. Lo and behold, who shows up but these guys? And at the end of the night, we had a little party on the stage, and here we are after 3 in a row more, and I want to thank you guys for the love. Do you want to?
Hey, we love you guys, Quincy. Thank you so much for all the support. We love the